Hey, I love hearing from you guys, so keep on sending your tweets and comments. I do read every single one of them, and your emails at jmohr.com. And don't miss this chance to take your very important listener survey at podcastone.com. You can be heard, my friend. Your responses are going to help us to make this show the very best it can be. I pride myself on this podcast, and you can help. It'll only take about 3 minutes of your time, and you'll get the instant gratification that comes with knowing you helped me out. You can tell me how you really feel about the Mohr Stories podcast and help me get to know you better. Do it now. Take the survey at podcastone.com. That's podcastone.com. And keep those tweets and emails and comments coming. Thanks, everybody. Mohr Stories. Get the free app.
When shopping for car insurance, consider this. Geico has been saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. So if you're serious about savings, it's simple. Go to geico.com. After 75 years, they know how to save you money.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man!
Check 1-5, 11, 15. Are you periscoping there? No.
This is fabulous that you have. Are we on?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that you have somebody come in. That's the old piece. And,
hold on. Rich Vos is on my podcast right now, Mohr Stories, and there's a free app. Get the app, the Mohr Stories app. You have a great podcast with your wife, Bonnie McFarlane, who I think is super funny, called My Wife Hates Me.
Yes.
And you guys are ranked in the top 100. You guys are always doing really well.
Well, you know, about our podcast, you know, there's other people, other couples, but no one's like Bonnie and I. Like, how many really people have, during their podcast, has their wife got up, walked off crying, and came back and been just twice as funny? Okay?
I think you need an app. I need to subscribe to this.
I think how many guys in the middle of the podcast, their wife said, you know, okay, I will blow you, and blew you. Gave you a little head during the podcast because we mix it up. That's what we do. We mix it up. And, you know, she's honest, my wife. So my wife loves you.
I love Bonnie. I always thought she was great.
But she goes, this guy is the best. After, and I've listened to it at least 3 times, and I don't know if you want me to bring it up, but fuck it, I'm going to. After you called into Opie and Anthony and attacked fucking.
Okay, I didn't attack. I know
no,
what you're saying.
Okay, you didn't attack.
I just called it out.
You just called it.
I was there when it happened.
But here's what. Okay, but you did, Louis. Listen, it's funny. Look,
I don't give a shit. Go
you
ahead.
don't. No, you made a situation very funny when Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais was in O&A, and they kind of pushed you to the side. And
no, it wasn't just me. It was me, Opie, Jim Norton,
and Bobby.
Ron Bennington.
I thought it was Bobby Kelly.
No.
Oh.
So Jim Norton, me, Opie, Hughes, and Ron Bennington to me is like royalty of
Ron.
Like,
he's the best.
He's the
you can't get any funnier
level. And
on
all
radio.
4 of us couldn't land a joke. They were just straight facing us. And then anytime either one of them said anything, Louis like, what do you want me to take a shit in your fat fucking cock and your fucking aborted dick fuck? And Ricky Gervais is like, oh, how many people have you offended with that sentence? Oh, you fucking.
But wait.
And I was like, what is happening? It was just very surreal.
But when I was doing O&A and Ricky Gervais came in, and I was going, after listening, he couldn't have been, the 2 times I've done radio with him, he couldn't have been any more of a better guest I've ever done radio with. His laughter is so contagious. Like, he was in there alone, and it was the best. Like, the first time I was in there was Bobby Kelly, Pete Rose, Ricky Gervais, and me. And fucking Ricky doesn't know a lot about American baseball and Pete Rose, but Pete Rose is a ball buster. So me and Pete are going back and forth, and Ricky's just laughing. And I did a line that, and I'm not bragging about it, but the line is, I got up and I walked, and then I went back to my seat, and I was out of breath or something. And Pete Rose goes, "Why are you out of breath?" I go, "I had to walk around you and Bobby." And Ricky Gervais laughed so loud and fell out of his. I go, "That's one of the best moments of my life because this guy throughout his career has made me laugh." Yes. And then when you can make somebody like that laugh, you know, I did that. There's times I made Patrice laugh that loud, and you're going, these are anyhow. So I went in there going, "Oh, this guy," but maybe when he got with Louis, it was just a different vibe.
Let me make very clear. Neither guy was being a dick, and neither guy was rude. And I was you're talking about two guys that are like my upper 1% of all-time comedians.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
it was just the fact that when they got together, Louis was editing Louis during the radio show. It's like, hire an editor. This is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, your other level, you're working too hard. Like, we're trying to have a conversation. And then him and Louis were just, I don't know if they'd spent a whole night and then that morning together. But they were kind of speaking in shorthand, and we definitely were not. It was like being a freshman sitting with two seniors.
Well, but
where you were like not really a part of it. But I've been in there with Louis, like you, and we all just break balls.
Yeah.
And it was like a weird thing. And it wasn't until I called the next week and did the Louis impression and the Ricky Gervais impression where like a whole ton of people were tweeting me like, "Bro, I thought it was me listening. It was really uncomfortable and weird. Like Ron Bennington wasn't getting any laughs."
Right. Well,
so Bonnie like that is what you're gonna say.
I listened to it 3 or 4 times. Because it's so fucking funny. It's so funny. It's so funny when you start doing. Here's the problem with Jay Mohr. You have no filter, and that's great.
I do now.
Okay, but
corporate America got a hold of me.
Well, yeah, but your career's at a level financially where, like you said, you go into these clubs, you make 10 times what I make. You do. So I can't say the things I really want to say because I'm not financially stable enough for the backlash. Do you know what I mean?
You say way more.
I'll say offensive stuff, but
than I ever said.
Oh, hands down. I've said the worst things on the planet.
The things I say that I think are on the borderline of like distasteful. I'm always saying something truthful, or I'm doing an impression of something that actually happened.
Yeah.
So people go like, "Hey man, that was kind of fucked up when you were doing like I'm making something up like when you're doing like that black guy voice." I'm like, "Well, I was talking to a black guy and I was doing an actual impression of exactly what that guy sounded like. So where are you coming from? Did that bother you?" And then everybody goes, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, well, their whole political correctness is just, they're trying to, that's what's great about being a comic. Shut the fuck up. We have freedom of speech. We say what we say.
We're here. We're queer. And we're not going anywhere.
But what I'm saying, I have said, I got into a thing with this radio host, Jay Thomas, on radio. He tried to be so edgy, and he's, and I was in his station doing radio. And he was saying, I go, "Look, you're not fucking edgy, pal." And he goes, this interview's over. I go, "It's over when I fucking leave."
Jeez.
I said it because he was in L.A. And then he said something to Kevin Meaney that really pissed me off, who's a friend of mine. I've known Kevin.
Meaney's beautiful. He's a beautiful person.
Yeah. So he said something really negative. And so,
Meaney?
Yeah, we were going back and forth, me and Jay, and Kevin said something, and Jay Thomas said, shut up, faggot. Right, and he would never say that to a black person or a Jew. Shut up, kike, or shut up. What we say in the car with our window rolled up, or during a game. Or when, "Oh fuck, thanks for covering the spread." Okay, thank you. All right, so on our fucking radio show.
Man.
On our fucking radio show.
This fag didn't cover the spread.
I can't believe it. No, you don't say it. I can't,
Hit the free throw, Jew.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, here comes Shlomo with another 3-point bomb.
Get it in the hole. Pretend you're going to have another kid that you're not going to fucking support. Anyhow, so then we trash him out. I trash him on my radio show, right? Fucking trash him. I just called him a fucking hack, and then someone calls into
He's a real
his
square guy, Jay Thomas. So it's weird that he was trying to be edgy.
Yeah, he's on Stern's network, so he tries to be like, you know. And when I was on the show, he tried to be whatever. This was why it's all buried, but I'm just telling you the story. I'm telling you the people I fight with. So then he texts him now, Vos, and who's this Rick Vos? Fuck him. Who's this? Well, I'll punch his wife in his face. And he said something about my kid. I go, oh.
Jay Thomas?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Now everybody from Sirius is fucking calling me. Should we fire him? I go, no, you don't fucking fire somebody. But if that was the case, I would have been fired.
Rich Vos, by the way, everybody that smashes Rich Vos, all the O&A people mostly, Rich Vos is an actual black belt and does 1,000 punches. If you guys ever saw Rich Vos in like a club and said, hey, you fucking suck, he would probably kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, they're all.
I'll give you some credit there.
Thank you. Those O&A fucking mutants. I do what I got to do.
The pests. They've been good to me. They've given us a good living.
No, you're right. The people that enjoy comedy. I just had it out with Kevin Pollak, that boat act. All right? Enough. All right? Go fuck yourself.
A pilot, and the showrunner
was
a former comic. And I go, you know what it is? It's just the showrunner is like a boat act. She goes, I saw that pilot. He's a glass-bottom boat act. My wife said that. He's a glass-bottom boat act.
Oh,
you had my
funny.
favorite boat act line. You're so horrible. You're such a boat act. I have to take Dramamine just to talk to you.
Yeah.
He said that to me once. You're a dick. Your podcast with your wife. She has oral sex with you apparently in the middle of your podcast.
No, that was just an older one. 3 podcasts ago.
Like, that's when we first met.
It was so funny when 3 weeks ago she talked about Louis, and I was so funny how she was trashing Louis, the commercials on his TV show. Have you seen the commercials where the people in New York are singing?
Bonnie was trashing Louis.
Yeah, it was commercial. She loves him.
I was going to say, it's a perfect TV show.
Oh, yeah. No, she loves it. She loves him as a comic, thinks he's one of it.
It's weird, like, when one of the guys you come up with breaking balls suddenly, like, goes into that other echelon, and then when you break his balls, there's, like, this huge backlash of, like, you're jealous.
No.
You're like, wait, well, yeah, I'm jealous, but not because it's him. Like, I've been breaking this guy's balls since '89. Yeah. Who the fuck are you, new guy?
Yeah,
person.
We were at the Cellar one night recently, and fucking me, Bonnie, were sitting there with Louis, this and that, and
how are they? This and that, are they still together?
This and that are doing pretty good.
Okay.
So we're sitting there, and Louis, it was so fucking funny. Louis was talking about, at your age, you shouldn't be in shape. It looks gross when you're in shape. I go, are you out of your fucking mind?
At your age?
Yeah. Like,
how old are you?
How old
do you want people to think you are?
I tell my real age. Next month I'll be 58.
You look great.
But he said that, and this is, you know what it is? The world, once you get to that level, always agreed. Yeah, you're right, Louis. No, fucking, he's wrong. So he goes, look, you gain a little weight, it's sexy at our age. Okay. So, I disagree with you, and your heart disagrees with you. So the next day, I'm in New York. I'm driving out of New York, and I'm on the phone with Bonnie. I go, there's fucking Louis walking down the street with his daughter. So, right? So I pull up, and I'm riding down. I roll my window down, and I yell, hi, sexy, right? And he just gave me the finger. Because you don't look sexy. You got to keep, you know what I mean? But when you get to that level, so many people yes you to death, no matter what you fucking say. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's what makes Louis so unique, is even if everyone in his life is yesing him to death, he's managed to pull off a half-hour television every week for however many seasons it's been, where it's never like, really? Like,
no.
He's
brilliant.
It's so, and his stand-up hasn't suffered.
No, not at all. He's at a whole nother level.
I don't know why you have such a problem with him. It's just,
I don't have a fucking problem.
If you guys want to help my podcast, go to the Amazon banner on jmohr.com. And email me what you bought. Go to jmohr.com. A lot of content on my website, Rich. How about this guy, Sean Redley? You want to say hi, Sean Redley?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, Sean. I got to read this for you.
Oh.
Hey, JJ, I just clicked on the Amazon banner at jmohr.com. Got myself 5 6-foot iPhone chargers, Minecraft on PS3 for my son, and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on PS3 for me. The podcast is fantastic, sir. Please keep it up. If I might ask one question... Okay, Sean Ridley, go ahead. If I may ask one question, the battle with you and Dice on Opie and Anthony back in 2000 was epic. what's your relationship like with that aging lunatic these days? Much love to you and your family. Sean Ridley, Dallas, Texas. Okay, first of all.
Wait. Can I clear something? I don't have any problem with Louis. I think he's brilliant.
It was a joke. I think we all know it was a joke, Rich. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We all love Louis.
I don't love him. He's all right. He's not the fucking mayor.
He ain't Blumberg. So Sean Ridley wants to know about the battle that Dice and I had on O&A when he would call up and stuff. And I did this on Anthony's podcast, and I thought I put the story to bed. But obviously people are still emailing me. Dice and I text. We're fine. He will eventually do this podcast. But he's on the move. He's touring, you know?
Yeah, he's torn. Is he touring as Dice or Andrew Silverstein? When is he touring?
Gallagher, too. He's touring.
Okay. Another fucking one. I don't. Ugh. Go ahead. What happened?
I fucking love Dice. He makes me. I just can't help.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, he did.
Here's what happened.
I'll tell you what happened with me and him. Go ahead.
Him and I'd be on Opie and Anthony, and he would call in, and he would trash me, and I would trash him back. Like, we would go back and forth, how we always do on that show, especially the WNEW days, right?
Yes.
So it got heated. He goes, "Where are you from?" I go, "Verona." He goes, "Pig farmers." It's like, it doesn't make sense, but it's so funny. Like, no matter what town I could have said Manhattan, pig farmers, right?
That's funny.
Verona,
Yeah.
pig farmers. So I go out for like pizza or something with Aunt. I don't know what happened. But by the time I get to my apartment, the lady I was with then, who I am so long ago, this is another lifetime ago, right?
Yes, of course. I had an ex-wife.
Right. I won't even legitimize
who I miss
using those
dearly.
Words. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
He called my apartment. She picked up the phone, and then Dice explained to her in detail how he was going to kill me. Like, let me tell you what's going to happen, right? First thing we do, I got a couple guys, right? I know where he works. And he goes, and she's on the phone with him for like a half hour. Like, step by step, how the ankle goes out, and then the knee, and it's connected, and then you get your headbutt a face, right? The orbital socket, it's very sensitive. It caves in on itself into the sinus cavity, right? His kid's going to be laid up for months. A half hour. I get home. She's fucking bouncing off the walls. I go, I don't know what's happening. She goes, Andrew Dice Clay called and explained to me how he was going to kill you. And I'm like, what's fucking, it's Dice. You know, we're in this fucking battle. It's like a radio fight. She goes, no. He explained, this shit went on for 2 hours. I go, what do you want me to do? She goes, I'm calling the police. I go, no. I go, you can't. She goes, if you don't, I am. She goes, people can't get away with that. He explained to me how he was going to kill you. If somebody called here and explained how they were going to kill me, what would you say? I bit my tongue.
Sharpen it better.
We call the detectives, and I got to fill out a police report because I got this lunatic yelling at me because you want to get on with your life.
Yes.
I thought they'd come over and go like, all right, and leave. Like, suddenly I'm like balls deep in paperwork, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. You know what he was doing? Word for word, the dialogue from 3 O'Clock High. I think that's like a John Cryer movie. He actually did like 3 scenes from that movie. But this balloon head was like, he's going to kill you. And he keeps calling you Ducky. So about 6 months ago, he goes, hey, it's Dice. Give me a call, right? Mm-hmm. So I call him back. And he goes, look, we got everybody fucking crazy, right? Let's do podcasts together. You do mine, I do yours, right? I didn't know we were like doing this fake wrestling turn. I thought the guy really wanted to kill me and hated me for 15 years. And he literally calls me. I'm in the pantry where you just were, right? Yeah. I go, I'm getting like, you know, like even though you're like face to face with the guy, like you just get kind of like butterflies, like, oh, this shit, I gotta go. Like, I just want to put my kid to bed, right?
Yes.
And he goes, look, we got everybody fucking crazy, right? It's been like 10 years. We got him on the fucking ropes. Let's let him off the hook. What do you say, buddy boy? And I'm like, oh, I thought you were really mad. He goes, it's a gag.
You know, the best part of that story.
So, Sean, that's the answer to your question. Dice and I are really fine and great.
And people that were wondering, yes, I was in the same pantry because they were going, not the pantry that Richard was in. That pantry? Or wait, how many pantries does he think he has in his house? Nobody gives a fuck about your pantry story. Listen, guys, what I'm trying to say is, okay, fuck, Jesus
We're out of time,
Christ.
Rich. Listen, if you want to see Rich Vos do stand-up comedy, I suggest it highly.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Piss off the host. I'm like Jay Thomas. This interview's over.
Oh, if I sat around for 3 fucking hours waiting.
Oh, we got to talk about how early Rich was, and he's yelling at me like it's my fault that he fucking beats traffic. Hold on. Listen to these commercials real fast. We'll be right back. This episode of Mohr Stories is brought to you by Squarespace. Start building your website today at squarespace.com. Enter the offer code MOHR, M-O-H-R, at checkout, and you're going to get 10% off. Squarespace. Build it beautiful. The sites look professionally designed regardless of skill level. No coding required. Intuitive and easy-to-use tools. Squarespace has state-of-the-art technology powering your site to ensure security and stability. Trusted by millions of people and some of the most respected brands in the world. Starts at $8 a month, and you get a free domain name if you sign up for a year. Start your free trial site today with no credit card required at squarespace.com. Squarespace.com. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure you use the offer code MOHR, M-O-H-R, and get that 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace. Build it beautiful.
Last week, Julie Carroll posted a status that read, "Just had the most delicious banana ever." It got 2 likes and 4 comments. Well, Julie, Geico also wants to make a comment. What if we told you in as little as 15 minutes you could save hundreds of dollars on your car insurance by switching to Geico? With those hundreds of dollars, we bet you can find another banana equally, if not more delicious than the one you had last week. Hashtag go bananas, hashtag savings.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Okay, I get a text. We're supposed to record at 7:15.
Okay.
Voss texts me at about
4:30.
4:30, and
Yeah.
goes, "Can we do it now?"
Earl, yeah.
I'm early.
No.
Can we do podcast now, or should I go get sushi?
First of all, enough with the lisp. Okay.
No, it's been,
okay.
it's been a long time.
I
since
know,
made
but
fun of
let's
your
say,
voice.
let's say I was in a, in an accident and I lost my leg. Would you cut your leg off just to imitate me? What I'm saying is, yeah, I've had a speech impediment.
Great comeback.
But it wasn't a great comeback. Okay, it was just an example. All right, hold on.
If I
hold
wore
on.
glasses, would you ever ask to try them on?
Okay. Hold
Yeah,
on.
actually.
Maybe this would work if I was in that pantry saying it. The problem
I think
is,
you're onto something with the pantry
I know,
runner. I think
I know.
you really
That's what
keep
I'm
that
going to do.
runner
Talk
going.
about. I love that. How cute that dog is.
Nobody
Just
cares
on the
about your
rugs.
dog story.
It's your
All right?
dog. All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying how cute
pasó?
your dog. The problem
Talking
is,
about how much your wife thinks I'm brilliant.
I'm just saying, with my speech impediment, and that's the fight I got in with Kevin Pollak. It has not held me back, and I've had a great career.
Yeah.
And a couple letters have fucked me up in my day.
And
a couple letters.
But here's why it's fun for me. You and I are very good friends for longer.
You saw my asshole on a golf course.
I'm getting to that. But I know I know the specific letters that trip you up.
Yeah.
So, like sushi.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, why would I say?
Just do it.
Okay. Can I have a tuna roll?
All right. There you go. Say church.
Huh? House of God.
Say Tuesday.
Tuesday. I have no problem with that.
See?
Tuesday isn't a problem.
Well.
No, I didn't have a problem with
men, buddy boy.
I didn't have a problem with Tuesday.
It's a gag.
Okay.
Me and Rich are in Connecticut in probably 1988. That's how long I've known you. I would say I've known you longer than any single guy that I know, like in stand-up comedy that hasn't died. Or been in a comedy team that split up and waits tables, like you or named Mark Wilde.
Yes. I was in Vegas and he came to see me. I'm going, oh, this is uncomfortable. Even 20 years later, fucking him coming to see me in Vegas.
Mark Wilde, by the way, taught me a lot about stand-up comedy. A lot of was just by watching him. Don't do that. The way he treated other human beings.
You don't have fucking bread?
He would run like behind the counter in a McDonald's and go, "Are you fucking stupid?" And you're like, "Whoa, that escalated, man. We're alone."
He was in a restaurant.
Yeah,
he told a family whose kid was crying.
Did I tell you this one?
Yeah.
Me and him were driving. He had to change his name 3 separate
Mike
times.
Dean.
It was Mike Koval, Mike Dean, and Mark
Mark
Wilde
Wilde.
because he got banned from clubs and he had to reinvent himself. Like, no, I don't. Yeah, that Mike Dean guy was crazy.
Yeah.
He's probably going to sue us.
What did he do in the restaurant?
We were at a McDonald's that had like a separate little area, and we had like fish sandwiches and coffee. It's like 1 a.m. We're in like Danbury, Connecticut or something, and there's this baby crying like on the other side of McDonald's, and this dad is just doing everything he can. He's just like holding the baby, like, shh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And it's already, I've been in the car with the guy for 3 hours, so it's like tense because you know him. It's right. I'm not.
Yes, it's yes.
And if he was sitting here, I'd go, bro, you were a fucking uncomfortable person to be around right to his face.
Yes.
And then the guy turns the corner with like probably a 3-month-old baby, like, it's okay, it's okay. And Mark just looks up and goes, don't come over here with that yakking piece of shit to the guy's face. And the guy just turns around and walks away. And I'm like, how is this person not had his brains beaten in by society? But it was something like that each day. But like when he jumped behind the counter at the diner, I think that was with Mitch Fattel.
No, and
he's like, I want toast. And the waitress says, we don't have toast.
We're out of bread. No, he ran into the kitchen. He ran into
you don't have toast? You don't have toast?
He ran into the kitchen and grabbed the loaf of bread. You don't have toast.
This is toast. It was Mitch Fattel, I think. Mitch Fattel used to open for him. But the guy, to his credit, I got to say this.
What?
The guy probably gave me, over the course of a bunch of years, like $50,000 fucking dollars just to sit in a car with him and drive to Buffalo and do 20 minutes.
Joey Vega said he was going to quit comedy. I talked him into not quitting. And I go, so we hold you for this fucking horribleness that was, he was just great to audiences. He would snap on an audience. Like,
I was in the car
just a
with
regular
this guy,
set.
I would say strung together probably 3 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
And I learned, he taught me a lot of shit about comedy. Like, don't say anyway. I'm like, why not? He goes, because it means whatever you were just saying isn't important. Don't ever go. You see comics do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just in a car, like on the Mass Turnpike. He goes, don't go, what else? Because they don't know what else.
Yeah.
You're the professional. You tell them what else. Like little tiny things like that I've still to this day, 20-something odd years later, I'm like, I see people do it. I'm like, lazy, don't do it. Mark, don't get in the car with Mark Wilde with that act. You boat act.
Well, here's
glass bottom boat act.
I used to work with him when I first started, him and Dennis Ross and all those guys. When I first started comedy, I even said this on the podcast yesterday.
In the 70s? 1870s?
No, it was, whoa, they're coming out from everywhere. I really wish I could kick you off your own podcast after that one, but it's your podcast.
1870s? You're a pantry runner?
Okay. What do you call? What was I saying? That I used to, when I started comedy, I used to book one-nighters so I could host, and then other guys booked one-nighters, and we trade like Novick and Selman and whatever.
Phil Selman. Everybody gets $60.
Yeah.
No matter when you go on, 30 minutes, everybody gets $60 and go
I was doing a one-nighter, and I had and I'm back, and Keith Robinson's closing. And for some reason, I was in the back, and Keith heard me.
I thought you were going to say, for some reason, Keith was closing.
Yeah, Keith. And I was in the back of the room, and Keith, he always says he could hear me saying, who the fuck is he? Why is he closing? He stinks. And that's all you could hear throughout the room was me going, this guy stinks.
Oh, Keith?
Yes.
Keith's great.
Not when we first started. We all stunk when we first started.
Charles ever slammed your face in the dashboard like this?
We all stunk when we first started.
Yeah.
So there was so many gigs and work back then with Palazzo and Jerry Stanley and all that. Did you do all that stuff, or did you go right to...
I had a car, so I'd have to drive from New Jersey into Manhattan and pick up the Manhattan guys that didn't drive, take them back all through the woods of New Jersey, do the gig, and then take them back to Manhattan, and then go back to my parents' house in New Jersey.
The upper deck for Palazzo's, you ever do the upper deck? It was in Lake Apacon.
Yeah, Lake Apacon.
Yeah,
that was my first paid gig. I had to drive Sue Ryerson, and they gave me $50. I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
I had a $50 bill. Next day, I got first period French. And I've told the story before, but I'm looking around the room, and I'm like, nobody in this room's got $50. And then I looked at my French teacher. I go, she don't have $50. Fuck school.
Yeah.
Where are the gigs?
I was doing a club. I was doing tryouts, and Bobby Collins was closing.
Bobby.
He was closing. I don't know if this is before he made his pack with the devil, or it was right around then. Okay, but it was in that area. So it was for Gary Grant, and it was for Gary Grant, and I had to collect him, and he was getting $500 for the weekend. I'm going, how the fuck can you make $500? I think I made like $150 for the whole weekend, or maybe $120. I'm going, this guy's making $500 fucking dollars. I go, that's $1 million. It's insane that he's making $500
cash.
Yeah, and all I'm thinking is, holy shit! I can't wait till the day I make $500 fucking dollars, and it's going to happen this weekend. It's good, but
I remember Mark Wilde getting like $200 cash at like a bar, and I would get like 50. Or he'd be really good. Like he'd give me like money on top of whatever the club paid, or if they didn't want an opener, he would just give me money out of his pocket.
Yeah.
But I remember he would take out a roll, and it was like 100 from like Thursday, like 200 from Friday, and like 200 from a Saturday, and then Sunday comes around, the guy's got like $1,000, and just exactly what you said. I'm like, I could actually be a millionaire.
Yeah, you can.
I don't have to pay taxes.
It's fucking
Easy
great.
come, easy go. And then Norm LaFoe goes to jail, and all the gigs go away.
252 Elm.
That asshole didn't pay his taxes, and he went
He
to
didn't
jail.
go to jail. 252 Elm in Massachusetts. You're talking about
Yeah,
Norm
Danbury,
LaFoe.
Waterbury, and all the Massachusetts gigs.
Norm LaFoe.
He would like guys like you and like Mark Wilde.
Yeah.
And Bobby Collins. It'd be a sign on the door: "Caution: the following act is X-rated.
Yeah.
Enter at your own risk." But not like, we don't want to offend anybody. Like, it's gonna be really fucking cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he, J. Norm LaFoe. He kind of looked like Barney Rubble.
Yeah. I stayed at his house.
He went to jail, I think, for tax evasion.
Oh, I remember picking
he was a
up.
good guy.
I was back then. I was
not to the IRS, but he was good to me.
I picked up like a 6-year-old lady and had sex in his house with like some old lady.
Huh?
She was like 60. At Norm LaFoe's house, and I picked her up.
You picked her up at his house?
No, I picked her up at the
His
bar
mom.
when we went back to his house to party. I was drinking and getting high then.
I thought it was like his mom.
No, I mean, it could have been.
I went to Norm LaFoe's house. I met the nicest 60-year-old lady, and I fucked her.
I banged her. Her breath stunk. She had 60-year-old lady breath. There's something about 60-year-old lady breath that, the pussy there was nothing wrong with the pussy, but the breath, I'm going, how the fuck am I fucking her with this breath? It's fucking horrible.
What's the answer?
I don't know. 60-year-old
high.
breath. It was just a horrible breath.
Maybe
I was fucked up too. So instead of kissing her, I ate her pussy just to get away from me kissing her. I'm saying there's something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
We're all with you, Rich. We're all right
I don't know what it was.
You paint a picture. We're in the frame.
Okay.
In the pantry.
But yeah, when I saw fucking Bobby Collins make fun, I was amazed. It was amazing. And then there were acts that were so fucking, that were just killer acts then, and you haven't heard of. Like Joe Bolster back then was fucking so funny.
Who was the guy? Go crazy, Lenny.
Oh, Lenny Schultz.
Oh my
Not a
God.
punchline, but a lot of toys.
He was like Carrot Top with all the trunk of shit.
Yeah.
But like, I actually like Carrot Top's a good Scott. He's like a nice guy.
But he's a great prop act.
Nobody works harder than that guy.
Look,
he makes look. You can be from another country. He'll make you laugh because it's a visual.
It doesn't matter.
It is a talent. But here's my thing.
Oh.
But Lenny had all those props, and like you said, there was no jokes, and he would yell at the crowd like, "I need to hear it. Go crazy, Lenny!" And he really needed to hear it. Otherwise, he didn't fucking feel like it.
But
so if the crowd was like, "Go crazy, Lenny," he would just go.
But
right. Well, there's a rubber chicken.
But even him.
Do you want me to go crazy or not?
But him going crazy wasn't really crazy. It was him pulling out another toy,
And hitting
which I
himself over the
like,
head with
Lenny.
it.
I mean,
So you're like, where's the axe?
yes, but I'll tell you, go crazy, Lenny. How about go write a joke, Lenny? You never heard no one yell that.
Go crazy on Microsoft Word, Lenny.
But the Wid
was
was
called him
the
out.
Wid was one of the best prop acts. Remember the Wid?
The Wid was the actual best prop act I've ever seen in my life.
In history.
Read between the lions, pal. He has two big giant stuffed lions. Hey, I'm between a walk and a hard play. He had a walk. I remember those jokes.
They were all puns.
They were amazing.
He came in with bins full of props.
Rich just spit all over. And we're not high, by the way.
Bins
You
full
have
of
no
props.
idea, like, These are the only two people that could have this conversation and know, like, nobody we know knows all these people. This is crazy.
Bins. He would, you know, diaper bins that you would see in a hospital. He had 3 of them full of props, and he would wheel them in.
Hold on.
Huh?
For soiled linens?
No, for his
what the
props.
fuck is a diaper bin in a hospital?
Those bins, those big when they
the
keep
rolling ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you probably have them in your pantry. So he comes fucking. He's got 3 of them full of fucking props, a fucking toy. He can go to, his act came from 4 aisles in Toys R Us, but he would get stuff, you know, junk day where people would throw stuff out. He make a fucking act out of it. I fucking furnished my house. But his fucking props, it was insane, and he was just, it was nonstop.
The WID, W-I-D.
I guess he does gigs here and there.
What was WID short for?
I don't know.
It's amazing.
It wasn't even Wiz, like short for wizard.
W-I-D.
Yeah.
The WID.
His
So
last
you mentioned about me. I have seen your asshole.
Yeah.
And what happened was, me, you, and Mark Wilde.
Yeah.
We were in Connecticut doing a gig. And it was a rare gig at that stage in our careers where we actually had to sleep over and do it the next day. And you're like, come on, we're all going to play golf. And I'm like, all right. And by we all, you meant I'm going to play golf. Come with me. But you're like, come on, we're all playing golf today.
Yeah.
So I went with you. It's me, you, and Mark Wilde. I'm lining up a tee shot. I'm looking down at my ball. And then Mark Wilde goes, I don't know if that's a good idea, boss. I look up. I'd say 8 feet from where my ball is. Rich is bent over. His pants weren't down. Your pants were off, and they were where you used to be standing. And in golf shoes, no pants. You were bent over, and not only were you mooning me, but you were spreading your asshole as far open as like a prolapsed anus, like a Russian weightlifter who had an accident. And to this day, I don't know why I didn't just skull my tee shot into your intestines. Well, I was like, come on, man, get off the fucking tee box, man. You're killing it. Like, who would have just ripped that goddamn golf ball into a person's innards?
Well, one, you'd have to be you have to be a great shot. I mean, the ball's this big, and
the shot. Your asshole is the size of that 60-year-old lady's mouth.
It was.
See, I work blue.
I like. Here's
corporate.
JJ. My fucking asshole.
You got Alternative Vos on your Twitter?
ACV, Alternative Comic Vos.
Yeah, corporate JJ. It was your butt was as big around as that 60-year-old lady's
Why do you think we had 2 nights worth of work? Okay. Because of my stretched out asshole. Got us an extra night. That's why we got a room.
Oh. I didn't know that.
I don't know where we were working. I don't know why it was me, you, and Mike, too. I think you and Mike were working, and I was working a club right by you, and we got together.
Hold on 1 second.
I'll carry this. Anyhow, so listen, here's the deal, folks. We have a great movie. I would plug. I was telling you about my movie, Women Aren't Funny. iTunes, Netflix. You got to see this fucking movie. It's a great movie. Women Aren't Funny.
Are women funny?
Somewhat, yeah.
Your wife's funny.
Funny. Like, basically, is there any comics funny? Who's funny now? Like, there's funny comics. Yeah, there's great funny comics, and but a lot of them, there's just they're not saying it. They stink. But there is great. Patrice was a great comic. Fucking Bobby's a good comic.
The name of your special isn't,
Yeah, woman. I
can
could tell you 10 women right off the bat. Boom, boom, boom. Funny.
All right,
okay.
Go.
Bonnie McFarlane, Maria Bamford, Sarah Silverman, Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer. Wait, Maria Bamford's a genius.
Maria Bamford's amazing.
She's fucking. I was listening.
She gives me like she kind of like creeps me out. Like it's spooky. Like when she goes into different voices, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like she went someplace deep, man.
Yeah.
She's in the woods. I ain't following her.
Tig is funny. Cheryl Underwood.
I love Cheryl.
Dominique.
I like some more.
Some more. Dominique, this black chick, is funny. Mrs. Pat, black chick, funny. Had her nipple shot off.
Wait, what? Wait.
Mrs. Pat.
You go, Mrs. Pat, black chick, had her nipple shot off.
Yes.
Who else?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
She's from Indianapolis. She tells stories. She used to be a drug dealer before that, and her whatever.
You did a lot of drugs. You didn't get your nipple shot off.
No.
You just did it better.
I didn't.
In better neighborhoods.
Yes. No.
You did it in West Orange, and she did it in, wherever.
Wherever. No. But there's a lot of look.
Here's the thing with you too. Not the band. You. With you and me going back historically, you're sober, very sober.
29 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I spoke last night at a big rehab in L.A. At
29 years.
Yeah, Promises. I spoke yesterday at Promises.
29 years you haven't drank?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm sober. 29 years. No alcohol, no drugs. You know why?
Oh, because you have a bit. I was just walking you down that bit you do that I love.
I got a million of them. Which one?
Go. And I don't need drugs or booze in my body.
I've got gambling to fall back on. That one.
That's a great joke.
I got a better one now.
Great joke you didn't say.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I mean, I still have some of the habits of a drug addict. Like, I quit 29 years ago. This is a true story. But, like, the behaviors and the habits sometimes are hard. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was driving through Dunkin' Donuts, through the drive-thru. I'm going through the drive-thru. And I ordered a coffee and a donut, right? So I pull up to the window. The dude opens the window, and he's holding the coffee and the donut. And I'm holding the money, right? And I'm looking at him. He's looking. I go, look, pal, I'm not giving you the money till you give me at least a donut. You know what I mean? I don't know. Give me the donut. I'll give you some money. Yeah. Give me the coffee. I'll finish payment and get the fuck out. If the product's good, I'll come back, right? You know, he finally gave me the donut, and I drove away. That's all.
Now he's your guy. Once he re-ups, you go back.
But I'm not giving you the money. I don't put it in my hand. You know what I'm saying?
So I think Dunkin' Donuts, you're probably safe. They sponsor like the New England Patriots. It's probably up and running corporation. I don't think anybody's gonna stiff you, like take your $2.15 and go bait it.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't try. You know what I don't like? People that don't fucking trust me. You give me what you're saying that I'm going to rip you off. I don't like being accused of doing something, you know, like I don't steal or lie. I might lie here and there, but I don't steal. So him not handing me a donut is you don't trust me.
The guy really waited for the money.
Yeah, they do it at every fucking Dunkin' Donuts. They don't hand you.
Well, that's company policy.
Well, no, fuck it. I pull in a Mercedes wearing a Rolex. Okay, it's not the best Mercedes or the best Rolex, but it's good enough from where I'm from.
I'm wearing a Rolex.
Okay, from where I'm from, this is, you know, let me tell you something.
Plainfield?
Yeah, Plainfield. Okay, I made it. I've made it. Okay,
yes, you have made it.
Yes, I made it.
You make a living making people laugh.
Yes,
that's making it, dude.
I put two daughters through fucking college. Okay,
I can't believe your daughters are that age. You are old.
One daughter just called me 2 weeks ago.
You are so much older than me.
Yeah. What?
No wonder you guys all hated me. I was actually a child.
No, I've never.
You and I have always gotten along. This is what I love. You and me were in Vegas at the same time, and we went to go see Cookie Jar.
Yes.
At the Continental. It was me, you, and Bruce Smirnoff, who to this day is maybe the funniest person that didn't make it that either one of us know. Would you agree?
Funniest alive.
My God.
Somebody in this cab stinks.
And it's not the comics. One day when I was drinking, one night I was down at the Improv on Melrose, and Smirnoff's there, and I go, hey, you know when you're drinking, you just want everybody to fucking get on. Hey, you want a shot? Let's do shots. Let's do shots. And some people say yes, and a lot of people say no. But Bruce and me were like really good friends, and I go, come on, let's do a shot. He goes, no thanks. I go, let's do a shot. He goes, I don't want to. I go, you don't want to do a shot? He goes, no. I go, why don't you want to do a shot? Like, it was like really fucking important to me.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm too high. Dead serious. And he spoke like this. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I got an apartment. He's very Jewish, very tall, and like super like big blue bright eyes. He's got a little bit of a Jew-fro. But not so much that you would call it a Jew-fro. And he would go, when I first moved to L.A., I got an apartment on Hollywood and Vine, and I thought, this is great. Artsy fartsy. Turns out, gunsy knivesy. It's gunsy knivesy. I go to Pollo Loco, floor to ceiling. Remember these? He's the best. Floor to ceiling windows looking at the sidewalk. A man is getting robbed. I think this is great. Dinner and a show. He's just like the whole time. And he did a one-man show once. And I'll circle back to Vegas with me and you. He did a one-man show at the Sportsman's Lodge on Coldwater in the Valley.
Yeah.
And he had like this giant easel with like huge, like the size of like a rock and roll poster, photos of his life. And he goes, it's like his first headshot and this and that. And it's real poignant and beautiful at one point. And he brings the crowd like really quiet to a halt. And he goes, my mother died of Alzheimer's disease 2 years ago today. And the crowd got real quiet, like it was like uncomfortable. And he's like and he's got like he's waiting to turn the card around so you can see like a picture of his like his mom or something really beautiful, right? And he goes, and when my mother died, she left me $100,000 that I never knew she had. And I decided that my mother's act of kindness, I was going to give all $100,000 for research for Alzheimer's. And the crowd applauds, and he goes, but instead, he turns the card around, and it's his next headshot, like 89, with like huge hair. He goes, I got hair. I've never fucking laughed so hard. He's so you're like, oh wow, like $100,000. Like I don't even need to give it to help what killed. Instead, just that word from him. Isn't he the best? Smirnoff, if you're listening to this, get in contact with us. We love you.
I could not.
You can't get your shit together around him.
I couldn't even come close to telling the Johnny Carson story that he told in this one-man show.
The Archie Bunker.
Or the Archie Bunker one.
I don't know the Johnny Carson one.
It's the best story. Where's my phone? I got to call.
Oh,
yeah. Can he call in?
Who? Smirnoff?
Can you take calls on this podcast?
No.
Oh, fuck. Neither can I.
I know he got fired from the Archie Bunker show.
Yeah, but they didn't tell him. He went to the lot. His agent never told him. He's in the fucking dressing room chair and all looking at him like he's crazy. And he was fired. He's on the lot.
Oh, I know what it was. He got fired at like 6 in the morning.
From a table read.
From a table read. At 6 o'clock in the morning, his agent called him to fire him. But he goes, I wanted to make a good impression, so I got up at 4:30, went for a jog, learned my lines, and he was in the studio at like 5:55. And at 6 o'clock, his phone's ringing in his apartment to say he got fired. And when they all come in, the lights are out. He's in the makeup chair, like, ready to go. And they're all like just doing his makeup, right? Is that the one you're talking about? They're all super uncomfortable.
And they're all looking at him.
They just put him through the works. Hair, makeup, they mic'd him up. And Archie Bunker's like, what the hell is he doing? Like, who gets yelled at by Carol O'Connor? Him. And
he stepped on a line on one of his lines during the table read. Big deal. Nice guy. Thank you. And this was his big break. Thank you, Carol O'Connor. What a nice guy. You already had All in the Family.
What was the thing? He goes, I know I'm going to be in there's an old folks home on Beverly Boulevard across from CBS Television City. And he said it's something like either he's at the old folks home or Carol O'Connor.
Yeah.
No, Smirnoff is staring at the fucking crowd waiting to get in line for the Carol O'Connor show or something like that. But I don't know the Johnny Carson show. I'll try to call him right now.
It's probably one of the funniest stories on the planet.
We'll see if it'll work. If this works, it'll be a damn miracle.
It's not going to. We've tried it.
Who, you and Bonnie?
Yeah, on our podcast, anytime we try to get somebody to call and talk over the phone.
All right. I think he's actually in Florida working on cruise ships. Like
he books them.
He's like really happy.
He books them.
Yeah, he's like super happy with his life. He's like, these are my people.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, he's not answering. We go to Vegas. It's me.
Please leave me a message. I'll get right back to you. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may...
Quiet dogs. Anti-Semitic dogs. Hey, Bruce, it's Jay, Mohr, and Rich Vos, and we're doing my podcast and just talking about how much we love you. Say hi, Richie.
There's not a funnier human alive than Bruce Smirnoff.
Yeah.
We've come to that conclusion.
Yeah, it's on the Rich Vos episode of More Stories.
More pigs, Lenny.
Me, you, him, Mike DiNicola, we're in Las Vegas, and I'm at Harrah's. You're someplace, he's someplace. We all meet, and we're like, we got to go see Cookie Jar, who's a Las Vegas Cook.
Brandy was with us, the girl.
Your old girlfriend Brandy that works in Portland.
Yeah.
The letter E, his middle initial, Jar. Cook E Jar, and his band is the Crumbs.
Yes.
But his band is a guy with a guitar and like a Casio, and he hits a button and the whole song comes out. He goes, and the Crumbs. But the guy at Cookie Jar is amazing.
He was a legend in Vegas.
He should still be, and there should be a documentary made about the guy, which I probably shouldn't even say out loud because I should be doing it my damn self. But we go to see him. He's one of those lounge acts that every famous person in the world, you have to go see him.
Yes.
And he sounds exactly like the person, whether he's doing, fucking Carol O'Connor songs or I can't think of any.
If he's doing Rod Stewart
wig
or the Spinners. I mean, there's nothing he can't.
He'll put on the wig. He'll put on like a Cher wig. And he's like an older guy, and he's in on the joke. And he's amazing. And I'm there with you, and you go, I just lost all my money. Could you lend me $100? I'm playing craps. And I'm in the lounge, and I'm just getting trashed, and I'm having the best time of my life. But on the ride there, we get in the cab, and for some reason, the combination of me, you, and Bruce Smirnoff, we were the biggest dicks ever. Like, we were such assholes. Yes. And the cab driver goes, "Where to?" And we go, "The Continental." Smirnoff goes, "The Continental." And he goes, "Airlines or hotel?" And you go, "Do you see any fucking luggage?" Fucking airline. What, 3 guys are just going to get on a fucking plane with their wallets? You are dumb. No wonder you drive a fucking cab. You were screaming at the guy. But it was like that the whole ride. Yeah. We were we couldn't stop laughing. We were crazed lunatics like this, but times 10.
Yes.
The big joke. Okay, I remember this. Yeah. The big joke. We pull up to the Continental. Me, you, and Mike DiNicola run out of the cab because the big joke is we're going to stiff Smirnoff with the tab.
Yeah.
Like $40 we got lost.
Yeah.
So we're in the Continental, and we realize we're in there like 10 minutes, and Smirnoff still hasn't come in. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't a funny joke at all. Like, maybe he didn't have money. Maybe the cop. Finally, Bruce comes in, and he's always like really, at the time, I don't know what he's doing, but he was super baked all the time. Yeah. And he just walks in, and we're like, what happened? Do you remember this?
I don't know what happened.
And he just goes, he called me a kike. And we fell on the ground in this casino. Do you remember?
I remember that. Yes.
3 grown-ups. We were on the floor of the carpet rolling into each other. He called me a kike. So
yes, I remember
okay.
That.
Now you remember.
Yes.
This is a brilliant kike. But just looking around like he couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. So we go see Cookie Jar, and Rich comes up to me and goes, "Hey, I need $100. I'm playing craps. I'm getting my teeth kicked in, so I give you $100." Cookie Jar singing. We're all drinking.
And Brandy met us there.
You had a girlfriend at the time named
She
Brandy.
was hot.
A beautiful lady. And you kept asking me, like, isn't she fucking hot? Isn't she? I'm like, yeah, Rich. She's like, okay. Yeah. Like, you needed me to let you know she was hot before you decided she was hot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're up and running, buddy. Have a night. You're okay. So you come back to the table about 10 minutes later, and you go, this is in the guy's doing a show, and I'm in like the 3rd row. You just get, excuse me, pardon me, like Bugs Bunny. You go, look, give me another $100. I give you another $100. You come back. It could not have been more than 6 minutes. Like, you must have just put $100 on, like, Ate the Hard Way and said, fuck it, right?
I don't know, but money goes quick at craps.
It was like 6 minutes tops. You come right back, and I go, here's the thing. I think I gave you, like, $800.
No, I don't know.
No, for real. Like, at once. Because to me now, it's, like, I'm amazed that people can lose money this quickly. Like, it's like you just left the lounge and put it in the garbage and came back. But, like, you had to go, place a bet. There's a croupier with the stick. And I can't believe how you somehow lost money at that rate. So to me, the money was worth it for the experiment of, like, I've never seen this happen. And it was like you said, the alcoholic behavior.
Yeah.
So I go, here's the thing. I don't want this money back. It's not a loan. Take it. Have a good time. And as we're talking, Cookie Jar is going, if you don't know me by now, handcuff him to the chair. He's got a fucking sickness. Look at him. In the middle of the show, he points to you and me. He's got a fucking sickness. Handcuff him to the fucking chair with this shit. He's yelling at us, and he's wearing a Rod Stewart wig.
But at the
He's
table,
wearing leather pants.
He's yelling
his
from the
guts out.
stage when I'm at the table.
You're a crap table faggot. You're with him. He points to your girl. What's her name?
Brandy at the time. Yeah.
Brandy, the girl you're with. He goes, you're with him? Hey, you're with her and you're gambling? You're a faggot. You're a crap. He's screaming into a microphone through the casino. You're a crap table faggot. And I'm laughing. I look at Smirnoff. He goes, he's not talking to me. I don't play craps.
He called me a kike.
He called me a kike.
That
God,
night,
Bruce Smirnoff.
We had so much fun. That night was so much fucking fun.
I'm pretty sure that's the actual hardest I've ever laughed in my life. Because it started, it was like a 2-hour lightning storm that never stopped.
It was one of
and then when Cookie Jar's yelling at you. Why do you just quit Nicorette gum?
Huh?
You're on Nicorette gum.
Yeah, for 10 years.
Well, I
haven't smoked in 10 years.
But you said to me you got to quit Nicorette gum. But what I'm saying is, if you're not smoking, who cares?
No, I know. It's just that.
Is it bad for your body?
No, I don't know.
Why do you have to quit?
Because
there's people out there addicted to porn.
Yeah, but they don't fall asleep with porn in their mouth and almost choke to death. And wake up with the fucking green gum stuck to the pillow in their hair. Okay? Or they don't wake up in the middle of the night for a piece of porn. I can't sleep. I wake up.
I think they do, actually.
I wake up every 3 or 4 hours.
At Norm LaFoe's house. Hold on. Let's go all the way back. Where was the gig, and how do you just go, hey, who's the 60-year-old? You're like the moan from Fast Times. Hey, there's a 60-year-old over there. I think I'm going to give her my number.
I was like 30 at the time, and I guess I was doing 252 Elm in Westfield, Mass. She was hanging out. We all went back. We're drinking Zambuca, and next thing you know.
Go back to Norm's house.
Yeah.
But who was she that she wound up in his house?
She's probably just some fucking comedy groupie. I don't know. At 60, I don't know. But
you think Bobby Collins got there before you did?
No, man. Let me tell you something.
What?
No, I don't follow
Bobby.
Like,
she wasn't like that, man.
No.
You literally were going there.
I went there. And
she wasn't like that, man. It was like, I don't know. You know.
I don't know how I did it, but I ended up, with her. And
God, you're funny. And like when you and I are on Opie and Anthony together, or now, what is it called now? Opie and Jimmy.
Opie and Jimmy, yeah.
Opie and Jimmy.
Yeah.
You and I break each other's balls, and we laugh pretty damn hard. And it's like I was telling my friend Nicholas, who's riding shotgun, hanging out. I'm like, Rich Vos is coming over tonight, and you're going to see firsthand why I rub people the wrong way probably my first 12 years in Los Angeles. Because this is like the way we were breaking balls. Then you come to L.A. and you talk like this to like L.A. people, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
I said that last night. The stuff that we used to do at the Cellar.
And still.
With Patrice and fucking Keith and Norton. How we used to smash each other.
Oswald's Pantry.
Are you kidding me? I
love
No.
Actually, he's one of the few comics. I'll put on his album, not named Carlin or Pryor, on a drive to Vegas and listen to it again. I love him so much.
No, funny guy, but they're all. They don't want to hurt feelings because they don't know whose feelings they're hurting, And we were at the Cellar. This was probably 2 months ago, and we're sitting there. Keith, it was
How
Bonnie.
long is the story?
It's real quick.
I want to get out of here.
Keith, Bonnie, and Russell Peters walks in with his entourage, but he had this pea coat on, but it was
like the kind Godfrey wears.
No, it was a pea coat, not long. It was up. It was like instead of a coat, it was a double-breasted pea coat, but it was a jacket. Like here, it looked like a tux pea coat.
You sell out the Barclays Center. You can wear weird shit, man.
Yeah, well, not when you come to the back table at the Cellar. It was great. We beat him down. So Bonnie said, "You look like the little boy on Boardwalk Empire. That's how you're dressed, right?" So we fucking.
But Russell could fucking sling it.
No, he could. Well,
really?
we were not when Keith, me, and everybody's coming. Well, and his entourage didn't want to laugh because they were scared to get fined. So the next time Russell came in, he came in the fucking blazing.
Yeah, Russell's a good dude.
Yeah. Oh no, but
Russell's one of those guys. Like you got to realize when it's Keith, Bill Burr, Rich Vos, Jim Norton, Colin Quinn. Like, all right, I don't know the coach. Vos is over here trying to figure out how to spell gum. Meanwhile. The only real defense is to go, fuck you. Like, no, you can't. No comeback ever.
Well, you got to fight. Either you fight or you fucking retreat.
Or you just say, fuck you guys and eat your food and don't even look up again. But if there's more than one black guy at the table, this is what I learned, and I think you learned it the hard way the same way I did. If it's Patrice and Keith, or if it's Keith and like Artie or Fuqua, not lying, black guys. Yeah. Or like Keith, or like back when Kevin Hart was hanging around, or Sherrod. Yeah. The moment a black guy tells you, but there has to be another black guy in company. The moment a black guy, and there's more than one black guy, tells you that your pants are too tight, you would have thought they fucking threw dynamite under the table. Like for some reason, fucking bottle rockets shoot out of their ears. Like to a black, like 2 black, 3, 4 black guy. It is the all-time fucking sledgehammer to a white person.
They came. There was all these new
But
guys.
you don't learn this shit unless you're in goddamn show business. When people go like, "Hey, that's kind of racist," you're like, "What do you mean racist? I'm in show. Like I'm drawn to these people. These are my friends."
I was at the cellar, and all these young new black comics from Philly that come up. They're hanging. Just no lie. You could ask Bonnie. 5 of them, 4 black dudes, or 5 and 1 white dude. They came up, all of them to try to get me. I've
seen you.
I took all 6 of them down. Like they were just like, all right.
You got one of my best lines ever on a black
boom,
audience
boom,
member.
boom, 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 boom.
You were getting heckled at the Boston Comedy Club. It was a particularly African-American night. And you looked at one guy and said, "Shut up. God, you're black. If I poured water on your head, coffee would come out of your mouth." That's what you said to a fucking heckler. And all of his friends were like, "Ah!" They went crazy. But watching you do it, it was like one of those moments when you go, "Oh, you can do that? Like you can actually say like how black somebody is if they're and the answer is yeah."
Well, black
slanging, you got to go back and forth.
I was doing a black club, and this big fat girl. I started trashing Sharpton or something. This big fat girl started booing me, and I looked at her and go, "You fat bitch, you should be mooing, not booing."
Because it rhymed.
Yeah, because it rhymed, and they
thought you were working at your new rap record.
But I said this last night. L.A. is a whole different ballgame than New York. New York comics, we sit around. Me, Patrice, Norton, and Keith would sit till 4 a.m. outside a Boston Comedy Club, trashing each other and laugh. People were yelling, "Get the fuck off, go to bed." And we get out of there, go to bed. You know, little Kev, we used to beat him down so bad. You know, and he would, you know, it was crazy. It was so much fun. When I spoke at Patrice's funeral, I headlined.
You killed at the funeral.
I
heard everybody. I didn't go. I thought it would have been because I wasn't like as friendly with Patrice as you. We were definitely friends.
Yeah.
I think this podcast was actually the last thing he did, and I'm like, I mean, he should have been like in Rolling Stone. On More Stories.
Yeah.
But the podcast has become, you know, it was fun talking to him. And the last thing he said on the podcast, he goes, you know, because he was doing this whole story telling me how he was on The Office. And he's like, you know, you get these motherfuckers like BJ Novak looking at you. But, like, that's all you know how Patrice would, like, leave shit ambiguous? He goes, I don't know, man. I ain't going to go back, get on a plane, fucking sit in the Admiral's Club, just what, warm nuts? Because I get warm nuts? I'm going to let BJ Novak sit there and fucking look at me, just looking at, you know? And I'm like, no, I don't know. Like, you could have been on The Office.
You didn't.
And then, like, I kept going, like, no. You were on The Office? And then, like, I made him go through it again. Yeah. And I go, oh, brother, man, Patrice, like, in the future, the reason he's staring at you is because he can't believe you exist. You're the funniest person in the world, and you're acting. Whereas, like, he can just do this guy in this show. And the idea of him going to the Apollo and doing 45 minutes and getting a standing ovation, let alone any club on God's green earth, like, you're a unicorn. You're this fascinating. That's why they're looking at you. Nobody's looking at you with disdain. They're looking at you like, what is this? And he goes, you know, the last thing he said on my podcast before he walked out of it was at the St. Regis Hotel. He goes, you know what I realized, man? I'll tell you this, Jay. I think I'm fucking lazy. And I got to just, like, from this moment on, start applying myself. That's the fucking, and then he fucking dies? Can you imagine a world where Patrice tried? That was him just like, I don't know, he's looking at me. I don't feel like doing The Office.
That's what the last podcast I did, we talked about that, and the other person said, if he were alive, where he'd be right now, how brilliant.
On the cover of Rolling Stone.
He would, how big and brilliant, and his mind would at a whole nother
Reggie
level.
Watts' name. You wouldn't know Aziz's name.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to any of these people, but I think he would have been Farley-esque level of, like, we can't get enough of what this is.
He was at Pryor's level.
Oh,
easily.
But the thing with Patrice was he would do crowd work. I think it was a higher level in a way.
Yeah.
Because Pryor would do stuff that was so personal behind the curtain of, like, how awful his life was. But Patrice would just ask audience. It was like fishing. You don't know where the fish are. You can't see. So Patrice would genuinely go, where are you from, man? And the guy would be like, Cleveland. And Patrice would just make a face like, Like the fish ain't biting. Like, Cleveland?
Yeah.
You two together? Like he would just move on to the next table.
Yeah.
Until he got something, like he got a nibble, and be like, "Oh, why are you making a face like that?" And then he would do 15 minutes because like the lady scrunching up her nose.
Fucking white lady.
It was like a white lady sitting there with a brother scrunching. Like you're out with him. What the fuck? And like he would do 15 minutes. Just like doing, it wasn't like crowd work where you just go, "Hey, nice shirt. What the fuck?" He would ask them a genuine question, like walk them into the weeds, and before they knew it, they were in a fucking corn maze they couldn't get out.
No, he was fucking. He was brilliant.
When I made him laugh, I was like, I must be really funny. All stand-up comedy specials, sitcoms, Jerry Maguire, movies, every show you've ever done. One-on-one, he said something to me. It was on Opie and Anthony. Jimmy was there, and he was talking about impressionists. And he's like, "You ain't that good an impressionist." And I'm like, "The fuck? Like, are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Like, I took pride in it just because he said it.
Yeah.
And he goes, he goes, "You can't do no niggas." I go, "Fuck." And I go, "Yeah." And I just started doing Tracy. And he's like, "Oh, my God." Like, he started laughing.
Yeah.
And I did, like, Chris Tucker, Morgan Freeman. I did Forrest Whitaker, and that's what fucked his head up.
Yeah. Oh, I have a good Forrest Whitaker joke. I have a good joke on Forrest Whitaker. But go ahead.
No, I want to hear your joke. I don't fucking talk about myself.
No,
like,
go ahead.
I made Patrice laugh.
I made him laugh.
The end.
No.
Music. Closing music.
No, I go.
Unchained.
No, listen.
It
was good. Listen, I was working Boston Comedy Club once, and I'm talking to this girl in the audience, and she said she's in school, and I'm going, what's the school? And she goes, "Well, it's not right. It's this kind of school. There's no real class. There's this and that. It's like a hippie school." I go, "Who's your principal, Billy Jack or something?" And all you heard from the back was a loud laugh and a thump, and Patrice fell on the floor laughing because
Billy Jack
was right.
He's reference.
He's the only one that got it.
And timely.
It was
Billy Jack didn't get enough run. As a
I know
great
he had two. Well, there was a
movie
return of
or a
Billy
show?
Jack.
It was a movie?
No, it was a movie. There was two of them. Yeah.
Nobody like knows who he is.
Tom Laughlin or something, or like that was his name.
But
yeah,
if you
he's
say
like,
like Billy Jack, people think you mean you say Chuck Norris. Everybody's
Yeah.
all like fucking balls deep.
Yeah.
Billy Jack was the shit. All he had was, "I'm gonna take the right side of my right foot and I'm gonna swing it clockwise and hit you on the right side of your face, and you're gonna go down, and there's nothing you can do about it." Now look here, whop. I would just go. He would just fucking circle kick the guy.
He was fucking great. So was Bill Wallace, a great karate guy.
Where can people find out? I guess your Twitter at Rich Vos, RichVos, #more stories if you feel like it.
If you want to see a great movie, go to iTunes and watch Women Aren't Funny. It's a great comedy documentary. Women Aren't Funny.
I still haven't seen this damn thing.
I'm telling you, you'll love this fucking movie. You won't stop laughing. I promise you. It's not your typical documentary. There's a beginning, middle, and end. It's extremely funny. And you're not in it. We try to get you.
That's the thing about documentaries, never a middle. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's a story around our documentary. Most documentaries, you sit down. So, what's it like being a comic? Hey, next guy. So, what's it like being a comic? Well, my daddy and my uncle.
He called me
and,
a kike.
My uncle touched me and walked in the room, and I'm a comic. It's a comedy.
I've never heard you do that voice before. I'm genuinely fascinated. My uncle walked in the room and touched me, and I'm a comic.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Thanks.
You got to figure out some bit to do that in.
Well. That's funny you said
women
Forrest Whitaker.
aren't. What'd you say?
Women aren't funny.
What was the Forrest Whitaker story?
No, I just have a bit on, but no, it's just a bit using Forrest Whitaker as a reference. It's not, bits aren't funny unless you're on stage.
He went to Palisades High.
Did he?
He went to Palisades High. You gotta pick you and me.
He was just in a movie we saw the other night.
I did Street Kings with him and Keanu Reeves.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to be in a Twilight Zone, be in a scene with Keanu Reeves saying some lines on this side of you, and then fucking the last king of Scotland saying lines on this side, and you're like, this is like a cigarette ad on this side and an Oscar over here. Like, what? This is the acting scale. This is the chart of acting. Yeah. Him, me, him.
He was in Taken 3, and he was so good in it. I mean, the movie was Taken 3. I mean, Taken 1 was great. It
Oh,
was
Taken
really
3.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
okay,
in Taken
okay,
3.
I'm sorry. I didn't
And
understand.
Taken 1 was a really good fucking movie.
Very special set of skills.
2, whatever. But Forrest Whitaker, he's so
incredible.
captivating.
He's kind.
He's so captivating on screen.
If you ever met him, you would think you were like best. He's so nice.
Uh-huh.
But the thing that he does when he acts, and it's so incredible, is if he doesn't like, Tom Cruise did this too. If Tom Cruise doesn't like the way a sentence is going, he just stops and starts over. Like, that was my first movie, Jerry Maguire. So I was like...
That was your first movie?
Yes. And I thought, like, he didn't know his lines. And then I realized early on... Okay, I'll explain it to you like this. Let's say we're doing a scene, and it's a weird thing. But let's say the scene is the words are the alphabet. Okay?
Yeah.
So whatever I say, you say the next A.
B.
C.
D.
A.
B.
A.
B.
A.
B.
A.
B.
C.
D.
Like whatever it was, he would go back, and you would just have to go back with him to whatever.
Isn't that Meisner type shit?
No. It's just I don't like the way this is going.
Oh.
I can do it better. And instead of going, let's start over, he would be like, wow, I want all my clients, and I want.
Okay, so
I want all my. He would just start over, and I didn't know that was possible.
Okay.
But Forrest Whitaker does it so insanely in the moment that you really don't think that he knows his lines.
Uh-huh.
And I practiced for a month going, it's okay. I got it under control, chewing gum. I was like a muscle-bound cop in that movie. I was all fucking huge in that movie. And Forrest, for a month, I'm his muscle, right? I'm Forrest Whitaker's guy. I'm his leg breaker. And for a month, I practiced. I'm like swole up. I go, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to take care of it. All right? I'm a detective. I forget my name in the movie. And he walks in. I mean, a month, Rich.
Yeah.
It's okay. Looking at myself in the mirror like, yeah, I'd be afraid of this guy. I got a big cop mustache. He walks in and goes, oh, this is great. This is, this right here, this. And I'm like, this fucking guy doesn't even know his lines. He just won an Oscar. It's like kind of embarrassing. And as I'm thinking about it, I realize, oh, he's done. And I go, it's okay. I'll take care of it. And they go, cut. Great. Moving on. They start wheeling lights out. I'm like, no, that's not how I did it. But that's what stayed in the movie because it was exactly what he got at. Like, I was there with him. But he did it for like minutes like, oh, this is great. Huh. And then he would scream in your face and you're like, take it easy, Forrest. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
He was fucking great.
Wow.
Last King of Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get some people that are just locked in and every take they do it the exact same way. But you know who is a really good actor is Nick DiPaolo, our buddy. I've been watching him on Louis, and I'm like, this guy's fucking good, natural. I loved it. Because I've been buying shit online. I got 14 porcelain dolls in my living room. He said that to Louis in the last one episode. And me and my wife are laying in bed cackling. She goes, porcelain dolls? She goes, you know we made that up. And I'm like, it didn't cross my mind, but now that you put it in my head, sure.
Yeah,
Rich Vos, my wife hates me as your podcast.
Yes, and our movie is Women Aren't Funny. You have to see this movie. Go to iTunes and get it. $5 lousy bucks. Women Aren't Funny.
I put my name on it just because you've worked so hard for so long, and I've seen your actual asshole and innards.
And I don't fail on stage.
You don't what?
I don't fail on stage.
You don't fail on stage.
I don't. I'm a non-fail act.
You also have an act where it's like you can be so self-deprecating where if something for like when you do it as long as this might sound like a douchey thing when you've been doing it as long as you and I have been doing it and it starts going poorly, it ain't you.
No,
they suck. And you have to have like built-in fucking parachutes and trapdoors. And yours is just about like, I stink.
Yeah, but
you'll do stuff like that, and then the audience is like, yeah, we're all. And then before they realize it, you fucking restarted the entire engine and taken them in a different direction. It's impressive to watch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There's people, new comics, they don't know that there's so much psychology involved. You got to know people. You got to know how to read them. You got to know it.
Fortune teller for crying out loud.
Yeah,
when
you're
basically.
Yeah, it's not just, hey, let me tell my jokes. Go fuck yourself. There's so much going on in your head.
I hate jokes. I like when you tell me, like, I want to know what happened to you. Don't go like, I was watching some comic on TV, and it's like, I was watching Tango and Cash in my hotel room before I came out here tonight, and I was like, "No, you weren't.
No,
I hate you." I'll tell you who it was. I was like, "I hate you like forever."
Yeah,
just for selling that to me.
Yeah,
like really?
Yeah,
were you? Because there was no remote.
Yeah,
you just had to watch all of Tango. And
yeah,
you were just in a fucking 5-point restraint in a bed at a Ramada.
All right, and first of all, a real comic would have been
Orange.
a real comic would have been napping before he came here. Okay, so shut the fuck up. If you're watching Tango and Cash, you're not headlining. All right? You're taking a fucking nap.
That is a very good point. Okay. You can tell me what you saw before you got to the club. You're the middle.
You're the middle.
Rich Vos.
Thank you for having me.
We've been trying to do this for 3 years.